Oh, Cove called out to me. Hello, Aromas. This is Aromie here, and welcome back to our life. We're here going to a different moment of ghosts. Oh, our room is already spoopy as hell. The night was incredibly still. You really couldn't ignore how silent it was. It was almost eerie. You could even hear Lizzie snoring the next room over. It was hard to believe how much of a blur today was. Summer sure did slip right past you. You flicked through the moments like pages in a scrapbook as you laid in bed. You thought a lot about what adventures you could have tomorrow until sleep started to catch up to you. Then you heard something scrape against the window. It wasn't that common for the wind to push a tree branch against the glass. Summer breezes were the worst sometimes. But the more you tried to ignore it, the louder it seemed like it became. It was like something was trying to get your attention. You lifted your head off the pillow to get a better look. Nothing was there. Nothing you could see, at least. You had to investigate the mysterious sound. It's too creepy to ignore. You just went back to bed. It was only your imagination. As a kid, I think I would investigate. Display how chicken I am. Practically jumped out of bed and crept down the stairs to go outside. Your moms were still awake. They stayed up so late it seemed. Oh, okay, thank God my moms are here. Luckily, they were watching TV and didn't hear the soft click of the front door opening as you slipped past. Oh, what the fuck? I'm actually going out. You looked around the neighborhood for a few seconds, checking over. What the hell? I thought she was just gonna look out the window. I didn't think she was going to go outside. Checking over each individual house. It looked normal, but it didn't feel that way. You knew you weren't supposed to be out right now. It was exhilarating. It made you regret your decision. It scared me. You didn't know what had come over you. If something bad happened, no one would know where you had gone, and the thought of that made your stomach tighten in fear. The ease with which you had slipped out only served to make you feel worse. Your moms didn't need to be vigilant because they had trusted you not to do exactly what you were doing. Oh, Cove called out to me. Oh my God, you're so cute! You're so cute! You twitched to the sudden call, immediately calming down upon seeing Cove walking up to you. It was strange and yet also completely normal to have him appear like this right now. What are you doing? I saw you standing around in the middle of the street from my window. Wait, you came outside for me? You weren't sleeping either, why not? Cove turned up his lips to smile, almost as if he were amused by the question. Because? Did you hear a weird noise? You should be in bed, because what? I'm glad you're here. Did you hear a weird noise? You look startled. You could tell you hit the nail on the head by the way his eyes widened. Yeah, you knew? I heard it too. That's why you came out, huh? Cove hesitated for a moment, looking down the street before his aquamarine eyes fell on you again. Did it scare you? Yeah? Me too. So cute. We're both chickens. It's okay. I was kind of wondering if it was the wind, but what if it's not? What if it's a person? What if it's something that's not a person? That unsettling noise suddenly rushed through the air. Cove and you flinched. It sounds even worse than before. You were about to agree with him when the noises came again, tearing through the still night. The two of you rapidly looked around, trying to find the source, but to no avail. There was no sign of an answer to this puzzle. You thought that it could be anything. It had to be a ghost. There's gotta be a regular reason for it. It had to be a ghost. You know, we're kids. Invisible, creepy thing luring children from their beds. It had to be a monster. Oh, that sounds horrible. It's like it. The thought terrified you down to the bones, and you regretted leaving the safety of your nice warm bed. Hey, can you tell where it's coming from?
Not really.
Then we'll have to look more. Somewhere else. Maybe we'll see something. I'm being stupid. Okay, let's go. I'm being so stupid. Go back home. Let's see if you walked along the familiar streets of your neighborhood, sharing the sidewalk and the small amount of courage you had between each other. Shadows cut corners and angles where you didn't expect them, distorting the features you saw every day. The noise came again, shrill and hard. It set your teeth on edge the way it grounds its way through you. Cove's throat bobbed. His eyes glistened in the dim light. You took a deep breath to calm yourself. You ran to hide behind Cove. You stayed frozen into the spot. You ran to hide behind Cove. With the noise that escaped you in a sort of a shriek, you darted behind Cove, using him as a human shield. Cove made a startled yelp himself as you grabbed hold of the back of his shirt. Luckily, he didn't try to shake you off. Cove shut his eyes and pressed his lips together.
So...
where did you want to check? The park, the beach, the hills behind my house? We haven't been to the park in a while. The private playground was empty as ever, yet the mysterious sound could still be heard, hanging heavy and ominous in the air. But you kept moving forward, you ran away, you snuck back to your neighborhood quietly. Let's go forward. We're already going so far ahead anyway. You couldn't stop when you had already gone so far, so you had to find out what was going on. Cove was practically shaken when he realized they had progressed far enough to reach here. He swallowed hard but faced it with a determined face. My dad says, good detective work starts at home. He watches a lot of crime shows, so maybe it could be good to look closely. Okay. The two of you swept through every corridor of the park. No monkey bar, swing, or tire went unchecked. The two of you conducted your separate investigations without conversation. If you had found anything that might explain the noise, you would have brought it to the other's attention. At one point, Cove seemed to take an interest in something he'd found in the sand, but he pocketed it without showing you. Even though he had exhausted all the possible places to search in the park, the sound still rang through the air, mocking you. Should we look somewhere else? Check the hills behind my house? You and Cove ascended the hill. He is so stinking cute in this outfit! Lit only by the stars in the night sky. The wind rippled through the grass and ruffled your hair. Without the sun's light to translude where you were seeing, every bush in the distance looked like a creepy figure or towering monster. The noise was quieter here, whether that was because what was causing the noise was coming to an end or because you were further from the source you couldn't be sure. The top of the hill was an excellent vantage point to survey the town from. Everything appeared normal. There was no out-of-place sight pinpointing the answer of this mystery. Without visible markers to guide your way, you supposed it was up to you and Cove to deduce the source of the sound. The hill had many great hiding places, and you intended to check them all. You upturned rocks, peered up trees, and rummaged in the thick grass for anything that might bring some closure on all this. Despite your thorough searching, you turned up nothing. A miss. You still were glad he had come, were frustrated by lack of it, wished you'd stayed in bed. You know what? At least you checked it, you know? You always relished playing outside rather than being cooped up indoors. This had been a terrific excuse to go out and see the world in a different light. Literally. Well, whatever the noise was, you were confident that you had established that it was nothing coming from the hill. You stretched out, arms reaching towards the sky like you were about to grab one of the twinkling stars. Your body was feeling heavy now, no longer spurred by fear and adrenaline. However, the noise had not been located. You listened for it, hoping that something about its call would finally click for you. Didn't come. What? It's gone. Cove, who had been admiring one of the poppies, perked up at that. You put a finger to your lips and watched as he went through the same verification process as you. It stopped, but what was it in the first place? I don't know. That was that, then. There was no need to stay out here any longer without a single clue or even the noise itself to lead you. You felt your bed calling you. It was a much sweeter, friendlier call than the one that had lured you out of bed in the first place. The night was still as you walked home, with none of the usual background noises or the eerie whistle from before. You could hear every step you and Cove made like a cough in a movie theater. The two of you came to a halt outside your front door. Never before had it looked so ominous. You wrung your hands nervously. Would your absence have been noticed? Do you sneak out a lot? This is the first time? Not really? Lots. You were lying? Lots. You were telling the truth. No, what the fuck? This is the first time. Yeah, I've never tried to do it till now. That's so. Why, Cove? Do you like baddies? I'll not be one for you, I'm sorry. How did you know? I hadn't seen you out of my window this late before. That was fair, though it could have been possible you were just too good at sneaking that this was the first time he had caught you. Are you worried about getting caught?
No.
It was forthright that you believed him completely. But your dad, will he be mad or sad if he catches you? He's never happy with what I do. Damn. Oh. You sympathized, you encouraged Cove to see it more positively, you stayed out of it, you didn't know how to react to that. Encourage him! Be more optimistic. Your dad's just worried about you, he cares. It doesn't matter if he worries, if he's the one who makes things worse. Alright, I'm going in.
Bye.
Night. Good night. You turned the door as slowly as the clock's minute hand, holding your breath for the telltale click of the lock, then nudged it open. When all that happened was the door opening rather than the blaring alarms that you feared, you melted with relief. Back inside your house, you're surprised to find your mom still watching TV. Weirder still, like they were on the same show as they were watching before you left. Yet you were positive you've been out investigating for hours. Perhaps you could use the distraction to your advantage. If you could get upstairs, you'd be safe from suspicion. But how can you get up there? You decide to walk in your own house nonchalant. You couldn't. You had to give a gun clean. You try to sneak past. And what if they're just pretending? They're like, oh, there goes our daughter sneaking out for the first time. Damn. Besides walking your house nonchalantly, like, yep, you know what? I just took a night out, night walk. I think I would try to sneak past and get caught, you know. You hugged the wall as you creeped delicately around the perimeter of the room. It was a valiant effort that any spy would have been proud of. Right up until that moment, you tripped over a power cord and nearly fell over. Seems about right, that's me. Michiko? You might not have fallen, but your accident ruined your cover. You had been spotted. They abandoned the couch in their show to hurry over. They were still in a state of surprise. You weren't in trouble yet.
Are you okay?
What are you doing down here, sweetie? Did you have that dream? You tell the truth, what the fuck? It's too late now. I went out to find out what was causing a noise. I'm ready to get punished, I don't care anymore. I mean, it's very wrong for her to do this anyway. Time seemed to drag as the color drained from your mom's faces. Huh? Out where? Out of your bedroom? That's what you mean, right? No. You pointed to the front door, confirming their worst fears. Mommy remained frozen in shock while Mom launched into lecturing mode. Michiko Melody, it is not safe to be out at this time of night by yourself. If something is wrong, you should have come to us. I thought you knew better than that. I trusted you to know better than that. Anything could have happened to you. If we don't know where you are, it's a lot harder to keep you safe. Her voice was soft, yet it still cut deep. You pawed at the ground with your feet. What they were saying made sense. It was scary. I don't like being scared. I just wanted to see what was there.
Sweetie.
Mommy wrapped her arms around you, cradling the back of your head, and you clung to her. You're brave at facing your fears, but you need to be smart too. It was scary because it might possibly happen something dangerous, right? That kind of worry is something you should tell us about. Okay. Mom shook her head with a sigh. Let's get you back in bed where you belong. Right, we'll have to talk about this in the morning. What? Okay. You pulled a face at that, but didn't protest. All things considered, they could have been much harder on you. Once your mom's had left, you turned over the night's adventure in your mind. It was still hard to believe that you'd really done it. I literally have never snuck out before in my life, so this MC is way ahead of me. Sure, you were going to get talking to tomorrow, but it had been a night that you never forget, for better and worse. You wondered how Ko's dad had handled his return. Ko hadn't been at all scared about his dad's reaction. Wriggling down deeper underneath the sheets, your thoughts turned to what the noise could have been. Nothing had been solved tonight, but that wasn't so bad. There are a lot of mysteries in this world. Your thoughts morph into dreams, carrying you to more and more outlandish visions of what might lay behind the strange sounds. What was it though? In the morning, the lecture continued, but ultimately your mom's let you off with a warning. It had been pretty unusual circumstances after all. You later learned Cove didn't end up in trouble for the nightly escapade either. It was unclear whether that was because his dad chose not to punish him or if Cove got away with it. As for the sounds that started this all, the adults around were convinced it was nothing more than the wind. For your imaginative mind, that wasn't nearly enough. How could they accept something so simple so easily? Maybe it'd make more sense when you were grown up too. Because as you get older, the belief of anything is it's whatever, I guess. I don't know. Like the magic of Christmas, I don't feel that at all this year, and it makes me upset because I would always be excited for Christmas, but now I just don't care. I just don't care. It's just like another day. It's like my birthday. I sometimes feel like my birthday is now just becoming another day, and that's a sad part about becoming an adult. But it doesn't happen to all adults, so I'm not speaking on all adults' behalf. But I thank you guys for watching today's episode. The next episode we're gonna have some barbecue, which I do want some barbecue right now. I'm hungry. But I thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.